Okay, the time is approximately 7:03 p.m. and the August 22nd, 2019 Farragut Board and Mayor and Alderman meeting will now come to order. Okay, we'll first have a silent prayer tonight, and that will be followed by a pledge of allegiance to our country's flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, on the agenda tonight, there will be a slight change to tonight's agenda. Let the record show that business items A and C will be flipped. With a quorum, I ask for a motion to approve these meetings' modified agenda.
Move to approve with the amended agenda.
I'll second.
Okay, in favor, vote by saying yes.
Yes.
Let the record show that the motion to adopt the modified agenda has been approved. From time to time, we have a situation where one of us, sometimes two of us, are attending other meetings and other functions going on in our town, or maybe downtown Knoxville or somewhere in Knox County, and that is generally, sometimes you'll see all of us here, sometimes part of us will be here, or sometimes we may have to leave in the middle of a meeting. So that may happen, and just so everybody knows that's what's happening, okay? Tonight, I have one item on the mayor's report. It's Proclamation Week of the Daughters of the American Revolution and Constitution. Okay, let's see here. Okay, looks like this is the day, okay. Proclamation, Town of Farragut, whereas the National Society of Daughters of the American Revolution, DAR, founded October 11th, 1890, and incorporated by the Act of Congress in 1869, is headquartered in Washington, D.C., acting as a nonprofit, non-political, volunteer women's service organization. The DRA is dedicated to promoting patriotism, preserving American history, and securing America's future through better education for the children with the motto, God, Home, and Country. DRA members volunteer more than 200,000 hours annually to the veterans' patients, award thousands of dollars to students in scholarships and financial aid each year, and support schools for the underprivileged with annual donations exceeding $1 million. The DRA boasts 185,000 members in 3,000 chapters across the United States and throughout the world. Any woman 18 years or older, regardless of race, religion, or ethnic background, who can prove lineal descent from a patriot of the American Revolution is eligible for the membership. The town of Farragut recognized the Andrew Bogle, Bonnie Kate, Cabot Station, Emory Road, and Samuel Fraser chapters on this 129th anniversary of the founding of the DRA. I now, therefore, Ron Williams, Mayor of Town of Farragut, do hereby proclaim October 11th, 2019 as Daughters of the American Revolution Day and urge all citizens to join me in this observance. Okay, next will be Proclamation for Constitution Week 2019, whereas September 17th, 2019 marks the 232nd anniversary of drafting of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention, and it is fitting and proper to officially recognize this magnificent document and its memorial anniversary to the patriotic celebrations which will commemorate the occasion. Whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the issuing of proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America, designating September 17th through 23rd as the Constitution Week. I now, therefore, Ron Williams, Mayor of Farragut, do hereby proclaim September 17th through 23rd, 2019 to be Constitution Week in the town of Farragut. And I ask all of our citizens to reaffirm the ideal that the framers of the Constitution had in 1787 by vigilantly protecting the freedoms guaranteed to us through this guardian of our liberties, remembering that lost rights can never be regained. We got some awards.
We do. If you ladies would like to step to the front. They're all groups. One person will get this, next one.
Okay.
Are they in order?
They're all the same. But there's two per. That's why I had them catty cornered.
Okay. That's why I like sitting over here.
All right, everyone look up here and smile.
Here an extra 20 minutes, we're on a lightning delay. Okay, so we're good. Yeah, okay. We're voting just that we're gonna move forward. We're not voting where the money's coming from. Correct, correct. Thank you.
Bye, thank you.
Okay, just give me us. Not yet. Lightning in the area, 20 minutes delay.
I got it.
Okay, at this point, I will now yield the floor to the Vice Mayor for her report.
I just wanted to briefly thank, we had a lot going on this weekend, a lot of wonderful things going on this weekend. And it started Friday night with Sounds of Summer concert series, and then Saturday morning, it started off with our Fun with Farragut's Fleet, where Sue's staff and Bud's staff were in there making that a wonderful event. Tons of kids. It was a warm day, but we just always have a lot of kids out there, a lot of families. It's a lot of fun. I don't know how many of you guys got to attend, but it was packed from beginning to end. The next thing was Dog Days, which is our Shop Farragut event, and that was a very successful event. That went from Friday to Sunday. And then our Lawn Chair Series, they had their last concert Saturday night. We have a beautiful community. We maintain it very well. We have great landscaping and architecture and all that wonderful stuff. But it's our community events, the opportunity to bring our community together, that makes what Farragut is. So we are blessed to have so many community partners that pitch in and bring these beautiful events to our town and help us create that community that we all really enjoy. So thank you to all of them. That's all I had.
Okay, thank you, Vice Mayor, for your report. We'll now move on to approval of minutes.
I'll move to approve the minutes as presented.
Second.
Are there any changes?
No, sir.
None posted, okay. Has everyone had a chance to review these minutes?
I have?
Yes.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, vote by saying yes.
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 Okay, let the record show that the motion to approve the posted minutes is passed and will be recorded as the official minutes of the August 8th, 2019 Farragut Board, Mayor, and Alderman meeting. Okay, business items. Tonight, we have 3 business items listed to review and consider on tonight's agenda. As I said earlier, A and C will be flipped, so we will start out with the consideration of bid award to Merritt Construction, Inc. for the Campbell Station Inn Phase 3 Plaza and Road Construction Project.
Thank you, Mayor. This agenda item is one we discussed thoroughly in our workshop just a few minutes ago, but we are looking at a multi-phase project with Campbell Station Inn at the corner of Campbell Station and Kingston Pike. This is Phase 3, which would include a small park, a parking lot with permeable pavers, a restroom facility, and perimeter streets that will connect our property to the Village Green Shopping Center next door. On August 7th, we received two bids, one from Merit Construction for $2,448,571 and another from Southern Constructors for $3.2 million. Our current budget for this project is $2 million with expenses that we have already attained on architecture and some other survey work. Right now, we're running about a $650,000 deficit for this project. So the motion, if the board elects to move forward with this project and approve the contract with Merit Construction for it, then we would need to come back at the next board meeting and do a budget amendment to allocate funds to this to go ahead and get it going. So with that, we'd happy to try to answer any questions. Our architects, I believe, are here. David Craig is here to answer any questions, and so, of course, our town engineer, Daryl Smith, who's been working on this, as well as Sue, and maybe she just took off. But anyway, we're all here to answer any questions if the board has any.
Okay, first we'll need a motion.
I'll move for approval of bids and award of contract 2020-08 to Merit Construction Inc. for low bid of $2,448,571.
Second.
Okay, discussion. I think we
Maybe, just briefly, for public interest, because we all discussed this pretty well at our workshop, but of course, and that's certainly open to the public, but there wasn't much public out there. We've got our great reporters here. We hashed through this. We are required to install these two roads that are leading through this project in a 9-month period of time. Because of that, we see the need to have to put those in, making sure that the whole parcel is going to have to basically be graded. So we're looking at this and thinking, because it's the heart of our town, that we really need to get this project done. We need to get this project done right. We are accepting this bid. We understand that costs are going up. It's becoming more competitive, both for labor and for materials. And that's probably what drove the cost of this bid up. It doesn't make us happy, but we are pressed for time, and we believe that with all that's going on, that this is a reasonable solution to our issues. So I just wanted to kind of clarify what we've gone through.
Any other comment?
None.
None? Okay, with a motion and a second, all in favor vote the proposed motion by saying yes.
Yes.
Any noes? No. Okay, let the record show the motion has passed. Okay. Next will be approval of contract 2019-06, Anchor Park renovations.
This project includes the reconstructed and expanded restroom with a family restroom and a covered picnic area, along with a new entrance plaza, ADA access to the diamond and recreational fields, plus new landscaping, benches, signage. This is a project that is partially funded by a local Parks and Recreation Fund grant from the state of Tennessee in the amount of $325,000. We received two bids for this project, one from Merit Construction, $643,500, and FTM Contracting at $732,000. The bid from Merit Construction was very close to the estimate provided by our designer, which is Los Design, and Merit Construction was most recently awarded the contract for Campbell Station in Phase 2 and now Phase 3, and we've been pleased with their work. The add alternate of $5,500 is for an epoxy floor finish that repels urine and other odor and stain-producing materials. This type of flooring was added to the upper restroom at MBLP after the renovation, and it performs very well. Staff recommends including that, and that is in that price of $643,500. So the staff recommends approval of contract 2019-06 to Merit Construction.
To approve?
Okay, discussion?
I have none.
None?
None.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor vote by saying yes.
Yes.
Any noes?
Thank you.
Let the record show that contract 2019-06 to Merit Construction has been approved for the Anchor Park renovations. Okay, next, we'll approval of contract with Baker Tilly Virchow Cross LLP to perform an employee classification compensation study.
Mayor, every year our HR staff does informal studies of our classification and compensation plan with local municipalities in and around the Knoxville area, as well as other areas across the state. It's been about 9 years now since our last formal study was done, at that time by Springstead Consultants. And a classification and compensation study allows us to know exactly where all the grades are for all of our different positions, as well as the compensation for those grades to make sure they're market competitive in our environment. Employee compensation consists of base salary, benefits, and retirement. And we have been, again, doing these for several years now and trying to make sure that we're updating things as best we can. But at this time, it is time to go ahead and do a formal study. And we did RFPs for this and had 6 different organizations submit their qualifications to us. Our staff chose Baker Tilly to be the most responsive applicant for that. They will not only do the classification and compensation study, they will also do a new performance evaluation system for the town. All those cost a total of $26,950, and staff would recommend approval.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, discussion?
I have some questions. It says here in the contract for services, 1H is a performance evaluation system that you just mentioned that meets town's expectations and guidelines, 5,500 agreed to add on. Is that included in the 26,950, or is it going to be additional to the 26,950?
That is part of the $26,950.
All right, and also at 1F, we mentioned that we are going to have a citizen committee. Have we started working on how to assemble that citizen committee?
We have not yet. I'm going to get with Janet when she gets back in the office, and we'll talk about who to be able to get involved in that committee.
Okay.
I think once we get Baker Tilly on board, then we can talk to them about our expectations and what they need. I think most of these committee meetings will be more informal, where we would just talk internally about what kind of bouncing ideas off of Baker Tilly and talking to us, and then eventually come to the board for a formal workshop presentation.
All right. Thank you. That's all I had.
Any more?
I think it's a great thing. I brought up a while ago to David that I think we need to look at compensation and make sure it's at the bare minimum up to our other municipalities our size. But if you look at our financial well-being, what our town means to Knoxville, what it means to the state, especially over the upcoming years where we've got a new park, a giant regional entertainment district, like this staff, we need the best, and we have a lot of the best, and the best deserve to get paid the best. And so I hope this shines a light on current pay and compensation, benefits, the whole deal, because I'll separate myself, you all do an amazing job, and just like sales, that's what I'm in, and when I do good, I want to get compensated for it, and the people at this town have done very, very well, the staff here. So I think this is 9 years overdue, and I'm excited to see what it brings up.
I want to echo Alderman Burnett's comments. I don't have any reservation at all with looking at compensation, making sure that we're paying top dollar for top staff. What I question is the mechanism in which we are doing this assessment. In the 25 years I've worked in business, I've never had a consulting firm come in and look at a performance approval performance evaluation system. Usually I can get those from a book. Usually my HR department will go through and they will do market studies, and I don't have to pay extra for that. So my question to the staff is, what does this firm bring to the table? What knowledge, what abilities do they bring that Janet doesn't have already?
Really, it's a time issue for us, having Janet as a one-person department. It's very difficult for her not to just do her normal job, but also be able to do a study like this. She does informal studies every single year to make sure maybe 2 or 3 jobs, make sure they're in range of where we need to be, but not for the whole entire town. This would actually be the 4th class comp study that I've been a part of in my career, and they are normal for public entities to go through this at least every, I'd say, 7 to 10 years. So for us, this firm is going to be able to, they work with public entities as well. So they know public entities, how we operate, how we function. They can get the market data more readily than we can, and be able to get that back to us in, I think, 90 days is what we're looking at. So we're looking at a pretty quick turnaround based on our budget time frame. So that way we can make recommendations to the board on any kind of adjustments that they may find as part of their study. They will look at market competitive cities to us to make sure that we're looking at a broad range of cities, not just the ones that are right here in Knox County or Knoxville area, but ones that are comparable to the town of Farragut. So those are things that, frankly, Janet does not have the time on her plate to be able to get to those. But it is time to do a study like this. So that's why we are looking to do it at this time.
It was my experience in the corporate world that every 5 years a study like this was usually done, and I'm all for this. I think it's overdue. It's been 7, 8 years at least, I believe.
I agree a study should be done. It's usually done with the HR department, is my only concern. So, but I'm hear what you all say, and we do run a lean staff.
Really?
And so if it's 30 grand, I guess if we spread that over 7 years, I'm sure that's, I guess, better than hiring more HR staff. But it's difficult for me to approve this when I believe that this should be done internally rather than hiring consultants.
And that is that's always the rub with, we are run leanly, and it's amazing to me what the work product that our staff puts out from the entire, the thoroughness of it, the professionalness of it, and when you look in and you peek behind the curtain, it's unbelievable how few people we have doing all this amazing stuff. So that's the rub, is do we hire more HR staff and
No.
bring them on? Because it's right, she's limited in her ability. I remember when we were down an assistant town engineer, and so Darryl was doing the minimum, and things that we would like to get done weren't, the extras, like the HOA policy and all the stuff that Matt has been working on. It's a struggle because everyone is pulling a lot of weight in what they do. So when you put in these extras that take a lot of time, you either have to hire someone or you handle it this way. So to me, it's a balance of $35,000 over 7 years.
Spread it out into this time.
We're going to
That's better
spend a
than
lot more
staff.
on an additional
That's
staff
true.
person to do that. And then what do you do with them after you're done with the study?
Oh, I bet our staff could find lots of things for them to do, right? But point well taken. You've helped me resolve that inner conflict. Thank you.
Okay, looks like I have a motion with a second. On favor, vote by saying yes.
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 Any noes? Okay. Let the record show that the contract with Baker Tilly Virchow Krause LLP has been approved. Tonight, we have 4 ordinance listed to review and consider on tonight's agenda, both for public hearing and second reading. Okay, we'll start off with ordinance 19-23 as an ordinance for amendment of the C1 mixed-use town center portion of the Farragut Zoning Ordinance as applied to drive-through and menu boards on existing developments with drive-throughs that predate the mixed-use town center land use designation.
This ordinance basically provides for language in our zoning ordinance that gives existing restaurants that have drive-throughs in the mixed-use town center land use area some flexibility if they want to make some modifications in their drive-through areas primarily that would enhance the safety, potentially the safety of the experience, and other things that they can demonstrate as a result of their request. So it just kind of takes into account that we do already have some existing restaurants with drive-throughs in the mixed-use town center, and we certainly want to encourage them to do well, and if they have something that they're proposing that would be an enhancement to the development and the facilitation of the site, then that's what we're trying to provide for in this ordinance. This was unanimously recommended for approval by the Planning Commission in July and on first reading 2 weeks ago, and the staff recommends approval of ordinance 19-23 on second reading. There have not been any changes to the ordinance since first reading.
I'll move to approve ordinance 1923 on second reading.
Second.
Okay. On this, I'll ask for a roll call vote.
Alderman Meyer.
Yes.
Alderman Pinchuk.
Yes.
Alderman Povlin. Alderman Burnett.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Let the record show ordinance 19-23 amendment was passed on the second reading. Okay, next will be ordinance 19-2, the ordinance to amend chapters 2, 3, and 4 of the Farragut Zoning Ordinance related to the creation of an outlet drive regional entertainment and employment district. This will be known as OD-REE, which will replace the C2 RW district.
Yeah, it's a little bit more complex than the current abbreviation, so I apologize
Yes.
for that.
Doesn't
But,
roll off the tongue.
This ordinance, as we've talked about this for 2 or 3 months, we've had a workshop essentially dealing with this, and it establishes some changes to the zoning ordinance in chapters 2, 3, and 4 to basically provide for a new zoning district that would replace the one that we currently have. This new zoning district is really a corridor-specific district, which we really haven't had before, that tries to take into account some of the uniqueness of the Outlet Drive corridor and its proximity to the interstate and Knox County. A lot of it's surrounded by area that's not within the town. This ordinance provides for that district, makes some changes to our architectural requirements as they may apply in this particular corridor, and other modifications to the zoning ordinance to accommodate the new district. So this was also unanimously recommended for approval by the Planning Commission in July and also on first reading 2 weeks ago. There have not been any changes to this ordinance since first reading, and the staff recommends approval of ordinance 19-24 on second reading.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay. We have a motion and a second, and I'll ask again for a roll call vote.
Alderman Pinchuk.
Yes.
Alderman Povlin.
Yes.
Alderman Burnett.
Yes.
Alderman Meyer.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Let the record show ordinance 19-24 has been approved on the second reading. Next will be ordinance 19-25, an ordinance to amend the Farragut Zoning Map for parcels 154.06, 154.07, 154.08, 154.09, 154.10, 176.01, and 176.02 on tax map 130 along Outlet Drive corridor from C2 and R2 to OD-REE, approximately 36 acres.
A rezoning request involves basically the parcels along Outlet Drive that abut the interstate right-of-way. Most of those are currently zoned regional commercial. There's one that's zoned single-family residential. The request is to rezone all 7 parcels to the new zoning district that you all just passed in Ordinance 1924. This was unanimously recommended for approval by the Planning Commission in July and also approved on first reading unanimously. There have not been any changes to Ordinance 1925 since first reading, and the staff recommends approval of Ordinance 19-25 on second reading.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Colby, would you like to step up and tell us about it?
My name's Colby Price. I'm with RealtyLink out of Greenville, South Carolina, 201 River Place, Suite 400. I think really the only thing, Mayor, I'd like to say is echo what Vice Mayor Pavlin said at the first reading. I cannot thank, on behalf of RealtyLink and Topgolf, enough what staff and Planning Commission and your committee has done. RealtyLink is, we have 6 offices in 5 different states. We've done almost 700 developments, and I can tell you this has been one of the most pleasurable experiences we as a company have had, and
Can we
can't
put that
wait
on
to
a
be a part
billboard?
of your community.
Pleasurable experience. Farragut.
So-
That's all we need.
Yeah, no, again, I thank you so much. Look forward to being a part of your community for many years to come, and look forward to producing a product that I think everybody can be proud of. So, thank you, Mayor.
We're so excited to have you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank
Colby.
you.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. Again, I'll ask for a roll call vote.
Alderman Pavlin. Yes. Alderman Burnett.
Oh, yes.
Alderman Meyer.
Yes.
Alderman Pinchuk.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Let the record show that ordinance 19-26 has been approved on the second reading. Excuse me. 19-25. Next will be ordinance 19-26, an ordinance to amend Farragut Municipal Code 12, Municipal Court by amending Section 12-9, Services of Court Process, and adding Section 12-12, Collection Agency Services, to collect unpaid fines and court costs.
Mayor, I apologize that this is not as exciting as the last ordinance that the board just approved, but we'll do our best to get you through it. This is second reading to review our court processes that we go through. We have had some difficulty serving folks that need to come to municipal court, and also we've had some difficulty with folks not wanting to pay fines to the court and to the town based on those adjudicated cases. So with that, we've got 2 amendments tonight. These have not changed from first reading. One would allow other officers of the town to be able to serve individuals to come to court. The other would be adding a section that would allow for collection agency services to collect unpaid fines and court costs. If the board approves this ordinance, then we would come back at a later date and have an RFP process to select a firm to actually do those things. So with that, we'd ask you to approve ordinance 19-26 on second reading.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay. Any changes? None? Okay. Discussion?
Done.
None.
Okay. Okay. On this ordinance, I'll also ask for a roll call vote.
Alderman Burnett.
Yes.
Alderman Meyer.
Yes.
Alderman Pinchuk.
Yes.
Alderman Pavlin.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Let the record show that ordinance 19-26 has been approved on the second reading. Okay, next will be citizens forum. Do we have anyone signed up to speak tonight?
Yes, sir.
None? Okay, great. Okay. Next will be the town administrator's report. I'll now yield the floor to our town administrator, David Smoke.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd just like to say that we just started our Intro to Farragut class for this fall. We're excited. It's our 7th class. Many of you have been through it before, and we've got some participants here tonight. They went ahead and took me up on the offer to come early and get this meeting out of the way so they could come and learn how our government functions and works. So we have 13 participants this year. We're going to have an exciting class and get them through and graduate in November. So with that, that's all I had to report tonight.
Okay, thank you, David. The town attorney is not here tonight, so he will not have a report. Other board items?
No, sir.
None? Okay.
Shout out to Pierce. Got to meet Pierce beforehand. He's a scout who's coming to watch and learn, and much like many of us, if we go to a NASCAR race, we're kind of looking forward to a crash. He was hoping for some debate. So, sorry we disappointed you. We had plenty of debate before the meeting, but thanks for coming, and I hope you got something out of it.
Okay. Time is approximately, looks like about 7:35, and without objection, the August 22nd, 2019 Farragut Board of Mayor and Aldermen meeting will now be adjourned.
Injuries, though. They don't want injuries.